KSAT 12. The news at 5:30 starts right now.
A woman sleeping in a local hotel woke up to bullets flying through her room. San Antonio police are trying to figure out if that was reckless shooting or targeted and random.
Camille Juarez brings us up to speed on the investigation and how that woman is doing.
Tim, Courtney, she was shot in the arm, but she's expected to be okay. Fortunately, she was the only person injured, even though bullets tore through at least 7 rooms of this hotel. It happened just after midnight at this Best Western off I-35. Police say someone in a car traveling along the access road shot at the hotel multiple times. That one woman who was hit was taken to the hospital. Now investigators are trying to figure out who fired those shots because no shell casings were left behind. For now, the investigation continues. Camille Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
A teenager hospitalized after he was shot at a Northwest Side apartment complex. This happened early in the afternoon on Babcock near Fredericksburg Road. San Antonio police say a 15-year-old boy was shot and injured and immediately taken to the hospital. Police saw the suspect, or they say the suspect is described as a man with a ponytail, but no further information has been shared.
New at 5:30, a woman is dead, a driver on the run after a fatal crash. It happened on Randolph Boulevard near I-35 North on Friday night. Police say a woman was walking on the road when she was hit by a car. Emergency services responded and found her dead at the scene. The driver, nowhere to be found. SAPD says that driver, if they find them, will be facing a charge of failure to stop and render aid causing death.
A San Antonio firefighter is recovering after being injured on the job. This morning, 5 stations responded to a fire on Willowbrook near East Sunshine Drive. The fire was on the 2nd floor of a house, but because the staircase was burned out, they couldn't get to it. They had to take quick control and bring hoses inside the house to put the fire out. Investigators say the home was in the middle of being remodeled. As for the firefighter who was hurt, his injuries are minor.
He's going to be fine. He's going to be going home here in a little bit. We're going to precautionary write it up and see that it doesn't get any worse.
Firefighter Doug Reed with Battalion 1 was grateful the fire started earlier in the morning and not during the afternoon heat, which he said would have made things much more difficult.
A woman with local ties died yesterday morning in a plane crash that happened at Lake Winnebago near Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This is footage of the rescue operation there. 30-year-old Devin Riley and a 20-year-old passenger both died in that crash, according to the Experimental Aircraft Association. The Texas Warbird Museum at Stinson Airport here in San Antonio confirmed today in a Facebook post that Riley worked for them. Crews were able to recover both bodies from that lake.
2 teenagers are in custody after allegedly shooting a man in a robbery and leading police on a chase. This happened Saturday night on Rio Linda near South Ellison Drive. San Antonio police say the teens ages 16 and 19 held a 22-year-old man at gunpoint and took his money. They're accused of shooting him in the legs after he was robbed. They ran off, but police used their helicopter along with patrol units on the ground to find them. They were arrested, both booked for aggravated robbery and evading arrest.
A woman who was changing a tire taken to the hospital after a suspected drunk driver struck her, pinning her between 2 cars. That crash happening this morning around 2:45. Police say the 30-year-old victim was outside and behind her car when she was struck by a Nissan and then pinned between the 2 cars. She was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. The driver arrested at the scene for intoxication assault.
Donald Trump on the campaign trail this weekend amid mounting legal challenges. An indictment has been expected last week against the former president for his role in the January 6th insurrection. Mary Alice Park with ABC has the latest on why special counsel Jack Smith filed a new indictment related to the charges Trump mishandled classified documents.
At a rally in Erie, Pennsylvania Saturday night, former President Trump blasting the indictments against him.
These are ridiculous indictments. They want to damage the leading candidate, by the way, leading by far, I have to say.
The former president not only charged with the mishandling of classified documents, but in the superseding indictment handed up Thursday, special counsel Jack Smith charging Trump with obstruction for allegedly ordering 2 staffers to destroy surveillance video from Mar-a-Lago, all in an effort to hide evidence from prosecutors. Trump's private aide, Walt Nauta, and Mar-a-Lago's property manager, Carlos de Oliveira, also charged in that indictment. Trump could also be facing a possible indictment regarding his role on January 6th and alleged efforts to stay in power after the election. The former president has denied any wrongdoing. Sources tell ABC News the super PAC supporting Trump's campaign has spent more than $40 million on legal costs in just 6 months. Much of that money coming from small dollar donations from Trump supporters.
More is being spent on lawyers than is being spent on television advertising, ground game, staff, all of it combined. This is really now a campaign where he is effectively campaigning to keep from being prosecuted.
Despite his legal challenges, the former president is still leading in the polls in the crowded Republican field. Among his challengers, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley.
I think we need a new leader. I think he was good then. I don't think he's going to be good going forward.
And with less than a month until the first debate, his rivals are challenging Trump to show up.
You owe it to make the case to the people about why you should be president. And at the end of the day, nobody's entitled to a nomination.
Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Still ahead, police officers rescued a man from a burning car near Fort Worth. A look at the intense footage after the break.
And the FDA has approved another over-the-counter medicine to help against the current drug epidemic. More information on how this drug can help save lives next.
Americans will soon have another over-the-counter version of naloxone to combat the opioid crisis. This week, the FDA approved Revive, which is the third over-the-counter version of naloxone, the most common brand being Narcan. It is the antidote used to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. Revive is a nasal spray, just like Narcan. The manufacturer, Harm Reduction Therapeutics, says 2 doses will come in each package. The company says it will be sold for $36, and they hope it will be available on store shelves early next year.
Okay, back here in Texas, take a look at this dramatic video of Texas police officers pulling a man from that burning car. Police in White Settlement, Texas, which is near Fort Worth, responded to a report of a car hitting a pole early yesterday morning. Now, responding officers found 2 people inside that car. The driver was able to get out safely. The male passenger, though, was unconscious, unable to get out. Once officers got there, they pulled the man from the burning vehicle and were working with him until medics could arrive on the scene. The driver and passenger taken to a hospital, and tonight we're told they are expected to survive. Pretty scary video.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Very scary. All right, something else that is kind of scary is the heat that we still have to deal with, not just today, but really as we head into and through the upcoming work week. Today marked our 34th triple-digit day here in San Antonio so far this year, and we are going to tack on to that total all the way through this week. Something good, Saharan dust, that is filtering out of here as we speak. Not as much of a haze expected in the south central Texas sky going forward. Near record triple-digit heat, though, is expected pretty much daily as we get ready to head into the start of August. And still no notable rain chances over the next 7 days. So we'll get you a full look at that forecast, all the details after the break.
Well, it's hot, right? I mean,
That's why I looked at you. I had nothing to say.
Tim just looked at me. I'm like, all right, well, what are you going to say? It's hot, right?
There's nothing to say.
How do you think I feel? That's all I have to say.
Okay. We feel bad for me.
I'm just kidding. But yes, that is going to be the main story as we wrap up the month of July and head into the month of August. Still, that heat high pressure, it is very much in control of our weather pattern, and it is not going anywhere, at least over the next 7 days. Let's get you a look outside with live cam. You can see we do have some mid-level clouds, even some high-level clouds floating across the south central Texas sky. Run 100 degrees right now, but a dew point of 60, so that's good. A little bit more drier air mixing down this afternoon, meaning those feels like temperatures not quite as far away from the actual air temperature as they could be. Something that we haven't seen as much of today compared to late last week, a haze in the sky. Remember, we've been dealing with that plume of Saharan dust. Still have a little bit in place across the central and northern portions of the region, but you can see as we head into our Monday and even more so into the first few days of August, that's going to continue
continue to filter on out of here. So that is the good news. We are not going to see that added haze over the next several days. Elsewhere, temperature-wise, of course, yes, it is very hot, 90s and low triple digits in and around the San Antonio area. 100 degrees here in town, 101 in Converse, 101 in New Braunfels, 99 in Bulverde, currently 99 in Hondo, stretching out west to Uvalde as well. If you're stepping out for any of those evening plans, do know that it is still going to be hot out there, with those temperatures gradually falling through the 90s and eventually into the upper 80s later on tonight. Now, we've been talking about the near record heat potential that is going to continue. Tomorrow, we've got a forecast high of about 103 degrees. If that verifies, that will tie the existing record of 103 that was set back in 2013, and daily opportunities to come close to the record of 103 all the way through the upcoming week are in the forecast. So yes, those high temperatures actually building by a degree or two compared to what we've seen out there this afternoon. And the reason being is because of the position of this high pressure system. Right now, it's just off to our north, at least the center of it is, deflecting all the rain, making energy around the state of Texas. What we see with these high pressure systems, sinking air, and as that air sinks to the ground, it compresses, and that's what allows those temperatures to really crank up. So Monday into Tuesday, it is going to continue to settle over the Lone Star State, which is why those daily opportunities for more low triple digits are in the forecast. So here's a look at your Monday morning, planning to hit the roads. We're starting off in the 70s, around 78 by 7 a.m. here in San Antonio, 85 by 9 a.m. Plenty of sunshine through the lunchtime hour, but you can see because of that already a temperature reading in the mid 90s for any lunchtime plans. And then into the later portions of the afternoon, maybe a few clouds building in, but I do still think we'll have plenty of sunshine with a daytime high around 103, 104 in Floresville, stretching over to Pleasanton, 103 in Bandera, 102 off to our northwest in the hill country for places like Kerrville as well as Comfort. But like today, for our dew point trend, we are expecting some drier air to mix down into the afternoon, which is going to help with that heat index value, likely not going to stray too far away from the actual air temperature. So at least we've got that going for us, but you can see, unfortunately, no notable rain chances in the forecast, at least into this week and into next weekend because of that high pressure system in control. So we'll look to next week to potentially find a small pattern shift that could bring a few more into the forecast, guys.
All right, just check on the people you know, make sure they're all doing okay in this heat.
Mornings are great. After that, not so much. All right, David Sears, one of the best things about camping with KSAT is we get some really great access to the players and coaches.
Yeah, we were talking with one of the guys that got hurt a couple years ago, and you know, you get over it physically, your knees are fine, your elbows are fine, whatever injury you have, but a lot of guys have a hard time getting over it mentally because, you know, getting back out on that field and trying to go at 100% kind of plays with your mind a little bit. So we are going to talk with Michael Gallup, who's getting over that mental part of his physical injury. Larry Ramirez with that in a minute. And it was a great night for San Antonio FC. At least for one player, it was a great night because he had an incredible history-making evening. We got that coming up.
Oh, that's wonderful from Teddy Oluwaseyi! Teddy Oluwaseyi down, it's loose, and it's Teddy Oluwaseyi! It's already gone down. It's one of the greatest seasons, and it's going to maybe be another. And Teddy Oluwaseyi puts it up fourth.
Oh, if Teddy keeps that going, the poor broadcaster is going to lose his voice. All those goals he scored. It was history for SAFC last night. But first, we're going camping with KSAT.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
He was a solid, consistent target for Dak Prescott for a little more than 3.5 years. But in 2021, Michael Gallup went down with a knee injury after playing in only 9 games. He came back last year. His knee was right, mind not. Larry Ramirez joins us from Cowboys camp with how Gallup is in a better place mentally this year.
All right, well, Michael, you're entering your 6th season with the Cowboys. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. You know, obviously had some couple injuries last 2 years, but I'm feeling great.
In particular, and I don't know if you can put a percentage on it, but when it comes to your ACL, How much of that now is I guess, maintaining to make sure it stays healthy?
There's a lot more I have to do to warm up, before I go out to practice. It's actually kind of funny you said that. Cole Beasley, he told me when I was a rookie, he's like, right when you hit 27, it's not going to be the same anymore. You're not going to be able to just walk out on the field and do what you do. So, just a couple, extra things that I have to do just to warm up my body so I know I'm good to go out there.
Who all did you have to lean on during that mental process of it when you had some of your weakest moments?
Definitely, my family. I got a little boy, so he'll be turning 2 here in September.
Oh, that's a good age.
Good age, yeah. He's all over the place. But just going home and seeing him, if I have a bad day in the office, just going home and seeing him, he puts a smile on my face.
I don't know if he's a little too young to bring around the team a lot, but have you? And does he have a bunch of grown uncles that want to just hang out with him?
Yeah, definitely. So I definitely bring him around the team. I've taken him over to Dak's house plenty of times. So he knows who 4 is, but he definitely got a bunch of uncles. A lot of my high school friends that come up for games. It's always, Uncle Chuck, Uncle Jameson.
Yeah.
So he's speaking now, so he's getting words out there.
Okay, so he knows who 4 is. Does he know who 1-3 is?
He definitely knows who 1-3 is. He'll go dad when he points at the screen.
Yes, absolutely love it. Tell me about Dennis Houston. He's a San Antonio guy. We're in from San Antonio. I know Dak thinks highly of the young man. How about you?
We all do. Dennis is probably the hardest working wide receiver we have. I'm not going to lie to you on that.
Okay.
He's in the facility 24/7. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Everybody loves Dennis. He comes in and he just does what he's supposed to do.
Sure.
He's one of those guys that literally, if you need him to go play this position, it doesn't matter. He'll give you some water after that. He's just a great dude to be around, and we love him for it. So he's definitely going to find a spot on this team.
And last few things for you. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Probably a steak and asparagus.
Okay, steak and asparagus. Okay. Homemade or at a favorite restaurant or something?
I'll go both. Okay. I like to grill, so definitely, if I want to slap one on there, but always a fillet. I don't do, ribeyes and stuff like that. It's got a lot of fat on it.
Let me ask you this, since we're talking about steak. UTSA quarterback Frank Harris, a very well-known guy, loves to eat his steak with ketchup. I've tried it. It's not bad. What do you think?
No, sir.
No, why not?
Sir. One of my good friends, Matt Jones, he literally puts ketchup on everything. I'm talking about he'll put ketchup on a chip. Like, I don't know what we're doing, but not on a steak. Like, especially if you go to a nice restaurant, you ask me, hey, can I get some ketchup, please? Look at you crazy,
right?
Look at me, But I enjoy Perry's.
Okay.
There's a Perry Steakhouse back there in Frisco that I go to a lot. I like to take the family over there.
Okay. Last thing, who is Michael Gallup, the person off the field, and then Michael Gallup on the field?
Michael Gallup on the field. I'm definitely going to give you everything I got, and I'm gonna have a smile on my face while I'm doing it. When we come back on the sideline, if I don't make the play and somebody else did, I'm gonna make sure to give you your flowers. That's just the kind of person I am. If I'm gonna eat, my whole team gonna eat. That's how I've always seen it. Off the field, I would honestly say I'm the same way. You're gonna see me, I'm gonna be cheesing, I'm gonna be smiling, just gonna make sure that you're, upbeat and you have a great day.
Awesome, man. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck this season.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. All ready for steak, but no ketchup. All right, tonight on Instant Replay, Larry's going to go one-on-one with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones to get his thoughts on the upcoming season and what we could see from Dak this year. Don't miss Instant Replay starting at 11 o'clock tonight from the West Coast. The drone shot from photog Adam Higgins. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that nice? Doesn't get any better than that, huh? There's more of that coming up tonight on Instant Replay, so you just get out of the way. Oh, man, that was cool, too. Hey, what a night for San Antonio FC's Tanny Oluwase.
Usually for me, when I see the first one go in, I just get hungry to try and get a couple more, and I was able to get 3 more today, so pretty good.
Been on the bench. This is the 3rd consecutive.
Yeah, what a night for that young man. Tanny scored 4 goals last night. 5-2. The FC, look at that. That's just amazing, this guy. 4 goals set a new club record. He now has 13 goals on the season. That's also a club record for goals in a regular season. He's only been playing since May. That's it. He still has 2.5 months of the regular season left. 3rd hat trick of the season. He's the 2nd player in league history to accomplish that feat, so he's got more time for more hat tricks. What do they get in soccer? Like when you get a hat trick in hockey, don't you get like a rat or something?
I think they throw squid at you.
Is that what it's squid? I don't know what you get in soccer.
I don't know. We're told
He's good. That's all we know.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, David. We'll be
All right, I know we are all tired of it, but heat, and more heat will be the theme of the upcoming work week. Something cool happening on Tuesday, the first of 2 full moons that we actually will see in August will take place. We'll have those details at 10, guys.
Looking forward to it.
Already given up on August. I'm looking forward to October.
We'll see you.